Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for April 2023. We are just going to jump right in here and we are going to see what is going on for you. You have this card that says the end of a tough cycle finally approaches. You will get what you wish for, but is it truly what you want? And so I do feel, I feel like it is, Pisces, is what I would say. And there you go. You have the sun, which is kind of like confirmation. So that card is kind of like a card that says, be careful of what you wish for, of course. I really get something here, Pisces, about, you know, it's like I feel like you've been building something, or you know, you've been in a period of time where maybe you've built your life to a certain, you know, kind of like to a certain stage or to a certain point. And I feel like the be careful what you wish for card basically there, it's not like saying be careful what you wish for. I feel that you are more, and here you go, this is what I was feeling. I feel like you just are protecting yourself. You know, I get more of this energy of protection and kind of like making sure that, you know, people, places, and things that enter into your life at this time, Pisces, that they are not just, you know, just any old person who's going to kind of cause like a tower moment, for example. You know, I also think that maybe some of you have made some decisions over the years where maybe you kind of, you know, I don't want to say you regret the decision. I don't think we should necessarily have regrets, but I kind of feel like there are some decisions you made that, but again, I want to stress, I don't think these are regrets. I know what it is now in my head. What it is it's like giving your power away. You know, it's like there could be some things that where you feel like you allowed other people to tell you what to do. And again, this is very Piscean. You know, just to give you an example, it's like I used to have my office, right? But it's like I didn't want to have an office, right, in the first place, but I allowed a bunch of people in my life, and I don't blame those people. I only blame myself, right, because I allowed it to happen. I'm the one who did it, and you know, I didn't want to have an office. That's not why I started doing this in the first place, right? But everybody told me that I'd be more efficient and all this other stuff. I was like less efficient. Plus, I was resentful because I got the office in the first place, right? You know, but I was really angry at myself. And so I kind of feel like you've had some lessons, like just like that, where you've had to like learn to protect your own happiness and to focus on what you really want. You have the sun and the star in this reading, which is amazing. This is like fame and fortune and good things coming in for you, Pisces. But I always say that the sun kind of shines a light on things in life. And I know that sounds ridiculously simple, and guess what? It is. You know, sometimes it just shines a light on the fact that, hey, you don't want an office, or hey, you don't want to date this person, or you don't want this job, or you don't want this business, or maybe you do. It can be the opposite as well. The sun is a very good card, so it shines a light on the things that we actually do want, which is what I think you should be focusing on in the first place. And it looks like there's a lot of happiness coming in for you here, Pisces. You have the Justice card right next to it. You have the Six of Pentacles here as well. Both cards are kind of like cards of cause and effect, you know. They represent where you put your energy and what you get out of a situation. And you also have the Seven of Pentacles, which is also kind of like a card of cause and effect. Not really, but it's kind of, because, you know, it's a card that says, is the juice worth the squeeze? You know, are the things that you work on in life, are the things that you do, are they making you more efficient, or are they stealing your energy? Are they moving you forward, or are they, you know, are they leading to more success, more love, more whatever it is that you want, or are they stealing things from you? Again, the office for me was like stealing things from me. It made me less efficient and it made me tired. So, you know, again, I had to get rid of it and move on. And that's exactly what I did. So don't be afraid to use this sword right here, Pisces. Don't be afraid to use that sword to cut things out of your life that just aren't making sense. You have the Two of Cups here. Could be love coming in for you. It is interesting. If we go this way, you have the Knight of Swords to the Knight of Cups. I think that, you know, again, I would be focusing on new love here. It's like you have a Knight in Shining Armor that's making you, Pisces, an offer. Knight of Swords could be a past person we see, you know, here coming back. And we do have a Mercury retrograde this month. So, you know, I would be careful of any past people coming back with that Knight of Swords, trying to rush back into your life. You know, this person could have breadcrumbed you with the Six of Pentacles. I mean, I feel like you see that the story is over with the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles, again, says, is the juice worth the squeeze? And, you know, I really feel like you went through a big heartbreak with this person. Nine of Swords like a never-ending story, a never-ending nightmare. And I really feel like maybe you were with a person here where just the situation never really got off the ground. We're actually gonna see what actually happened, but it's like you were always waiting. With the Three of Wands here is kind of what I'm getting. So, I feel like this is saying, like, do you really want to revisit that? Or would you rather have like a dream come true, high honor type person who doesn't put you in this situation? The other warning I would give you is if you were in a situation like this right here, then I feel like you need to make sure that you don't apply it to a new person. Again, trust actions. You have Justice and Six of Pentacles, which says you are perfectly capable of looking at a situation and trusting the evidence. And again, there has never been a more important time in history than right now where we really critically need to trust the evidence, because there's going to be a lot of noise. There's going to be a lot of things going on in the world that are like, no, you're going in the wrong direction when you're actually going in the right direction. So we need to trust those. Like if we start seeing progress, that is evidence. If we, if a person says something to us and they do it, that is evidence that they are a person of their word. And again, the reason I stress this so much is because I think that there's going to be a lot of deafness where, there's just too much danger of people not hearing the words, the actions, everything. So you have the sun and the star. You will be clear, and so just be clear. We're going to use the Oracle of the Radiant Sun to clarify this reading. With the sun, you have this resistance card. There you go. I do feel like there's some resistance going on. For some of you, I also feel like you can't see that your finances are about to improve, so that could be causing some resistance. I also feel like if you're thinking about any projects, now is the time to get started. As I always say, probably going to keep saying it until you get started, Pisces. With the Justice card, you have the Speculation card. This is Jupiter in Cancer. And I feel for a lot of you, I kind of feel bad about this, honestly. I feel like for a lot of you, it's like you were playing a game, with a person. So if you have a past person who's trying to come back here with that Knight of Swords, again, this person could be playing a game. You both could have been playing a game. I mean, you're going to have to be honest with yourself here, but I feel like there was a lot of speculation, but there was no evidence. So again, I think that the universe has been trying to get you to trust yourself. The universe has been trying to get you to, again, just like I use the example of The Office, to do things that you actually want to do, not what everyone else wants you to do. With the Two of Cups, you have this Choices card, or this Choice card. Clearly, there's a choice that you're going to have to make here, Pisces. Justice, Six of Pentacles. Then this card here is basically like the Justice card. You can see the Lady Justice right here. So I feel like the choice is pretty simple. I think you could be overcomplicating it. And the other thing is that for some of you, a choice might represent, or kind of, a choice might lead you to leaving something behind, which I feel like I've said to you recently, and I definitely get that energy for you where, again, you might have to cut something out to make a choice, but it's going to be a much better choice. I mean, just look. We go this way to the Knight of Cups. And again, it doesn't have to be love. This could be, starting a business. This could be, some sort of dream. Again, the Knight of Cups is standing in the desert. He's standing in a place where he feels like there are no resources, but he has the water flowing in front of him. He just has to plant his seeds, Pisces. And that's what I feel like you need to do here. Next, you have this Mangrove card. It says, stay grounded, extend your roots, and gain stability. You have this Whale. It says, your voice matters, speak your truth, which, I mean, the whole entire reading's about the truth. You could have a person coming in with the truth. The thing is, I think you already know the truth in this situation. You have the Nine of Swords. It's like you've had, that tells me that you've had a lot, if this is a person, that you've had a lot of time to think, a lot of time to think about the situation, a lot of sleepless nights, but I feel like you've processed this because you have the High Priestess to the Queen of Wands in your last row. That last row represents the good stuff, so it's going to be good no matter what, but you have the Three of Swords. And again, in the good stuff, that would tell me that you've healed from the heartbreak, but I also feel like that Queen of Wands says you are confidently moving forward. If you look, her face, she's pointing this direction, which is more towards the future. She's more future focused, more focused on being confident. I always say that she is my card of learning as you go, and I kind of get that feeling for you, Pisces, where it's like you might not know exactly where you're going, but I feel like you are confidently moving into the unknown, which is exactly what I think this right here is kind of encouraging you to do. It's encouraging you to boldly move in a new direction. And again, there could be, this says speak your truth as well. Again, I guess if you want closure from a person, this could be you. And this kind of just looks like to me an opportunity to maybe put everything out there. So, again, if I would say get it all out, right? Maybe you need to, write an ex a letter or something like that for some of you, or maybe you just need to let everything that you held in out. And I definitely get that feeling. Again, this is the unexpected. I don't really feel there's anything unexpected. I always say that. I don't try to make these rows fit if there's nothing unexpected. Maybe it's a little bit unexpected if you hear from a person. The other thing that I think is a little bit unexpected is improvements in your finances. The reason I would say it's not totally unexpected is because you've been doing the work to get these improvements, obviously. And so, again, it's not like totally unexpected. What I do think, I also think that this could be something that you do that's unexpected, and this would be like an about face. I feel like some of you, and I'm pretty sure I said this to you in your most recent weekly reading, I got this feeling for you in your most recent weekly reading, where it's like you really could be, I kind of get this unsettling feeling, but from people in your life, where people in your life are unsettled. This is a good thing, Pisces. Every good decision I've ever made has pissed someone off. Every single good decision I've made in my life has made people question me, right? Those are good decisions usually. We're not talking about doing stupid stuff here. We're talking about doing things like starting a business or traveling or moving. It's like, it's always been a good decision whenever anyone questions me. And it's like popping into my head with this Seven of Pentacles that you could be making some decisions people are going to question. But again, Pisces, you see things that no one else does. Sun, star, High Priestess, Queen of Wands is the building of the confidence. It's almost like it's like you see the direction. It's like maybe things aren't fully developed, right? But I think you're kind of like confidently moving in that direction. Again, you have the Knight of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. Again, it could be someone who had, who's an air sign or who had air in their chart. Take it how it resonates. Could be any sign. Cancer, Taurus, Libra stand out to me in this reading. Could be a water sign as well, or a fire sign. I mean, basically everything. But I feel like this person breadcrumbed you. So, again, who cares if they're coming back into your life with that Knight of Swords? Knight of Swords is very hasty as well. He's moving too quickly. So this person might have problems and issues now. And, that could be why they're coming back. They could also be coming back with the truth. Again, Pisces, you're a Pisces. You're a Pisces, so I think you already know the truth here with the star. And it's like, this is something that had you up in your head. So, I would be very careful of revisiting this situation and block this person if you don't want to hear from them. But, I definitely get that feeling here. You have the Three of Wands. Again, Three of Wands is a card that says, like, what are you waiting for? There's something you want to accomplish. Going this way here, the star. The star is the best thing that you could possibly work on for like the next 20 years until 2043. And even beyond that, of course, but I'm not suggesting you stop. Again, I like to remind people because it's like I just see in the comments, and again, not a criticism on the comments, I'm just saying that I see how people think like, there's astrology, like a planet moving through a sign, and then once it's gone, we're done working with the energy. No, you work with that energy for the rest of your life. That's the whole point. And so what I'd say here is I would have some sort of North Star, something bigger than yourself, something that feels impossible for you to do, something that seems like really hard, right? I would start doing the hard things, and it's just going to lead to you stepping into your true power, becoming very successful, standing out, could lead to fame and fortune here, Pisces. Sun and the star in a reading is amazing. And even if you don't want to become famous, that's perfectly fine. What I would say here is the sun and star is just amazing for getting positive attention. So if you're like building a business, trying to get a raise or promotion in work, or, any of those great things, or anything, trying to find love, this would say that there are like amazing opportunities for you to stand out. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have this ostentation card. I feel like you've learned to tell the difference between these two things. These are both different. This is real, this is fake, and that's what the card is meant to represent. It's meant to represent kind of like a real situation and a fake situation. I feel like maybe you were in a fake situation, kind of like more of an illusion. Makes sense because we've had Neptune and Pisces. Again, I'm cheating a little bit. It just wouldn't surprise me, Pisces, if a lot of you were stuck in an illusion of a relationship or even a business or whatever. But it seems to me like now you're getting down to brass tacks. Like now I feel like you've learned to trust what you need to trust and all this other stuff. With the Six of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords, you have this achievement card. I feel like you've wasted a lot of time. I would get away from that thinking, that you have wasted time. I think that it's just not productive. It's like, it might, even if it's true, let's pretend that it is true that you have wasted a bunch of time. Maybe you have, but at the same time, it's not productive. It doesn't help. So I feel like you need to realize that, guess what? There's plenty of time still left, and you can still have all the achievements and do all the things that you want to do. You just have to change today, right? You just have to make these changes now, and it's okay that you didn't. Again, I think a lot of people spend a lot of time worrying about the things they didn't do in the past, but we can't change it. So it's like you might as well focus on what you can focus on right now. With the Three of Wands, you have this inheritance card. I think that you have inherited some brilliance here, Pisces. Not like some of you, of course, could be like an actual financial inheritance, but I feel like you've inherited some ideas, some things, and this is due to the lessons that you've been through. I also feel like you could be discounting, like I feel like saying, like, don't discount your information. You know, it's like I get this feeling that, like, some of you might not think that you can have an impact. Some of you might not think that the things that you want to share are important. But again, I cannot stress how important the things that you could be sharing right now are. And, you know, sun, star, do I need to say more? Probably not. I encourage everyone, really, that during Pluto and Aquarius, I'd be doing whatever you can to inspire other people. And if you can do that, you will be very successful. Next, in the area of what you need to hear right now, you have this high honor card and this courtship card. Again, I would just be super, super careful here, Pisces, of going back to the past or entering into a situation that isn't right. You know, I just get the feeling here that there is a very correct situation coming in for you, one with high honor, one with a person who is a person of honor, integrity, honesty, you know, the truth, and all these things. It's like, again, maybe in the past you dealt with a person who was a liar, or who just kept you stuck, right? Which we see right here with the Nine of Swords. This could actually be a fear of yours as well, because, you know, just how it's showing up in the reading, Nine of Swords to the Three of Swords, it's like you could be, even though this is the good stuff, again, you could be fearing repeating this mistake. But again, if you're meeting a new person, look, Knight of Cups offering you, Pisces, a cup. So this is like true love that could be coming in for you. Makes perfect sense. I said at the beginning of the year that I felt like towards the end of March and then into April, May, June would, you know, be very, very good love months for you, Pisces. And here you go. You know, we're basically in April, and it's looking like there could be like some solid love coming in for you. And it could be someone who sweeps you off your feet. Again, I would trust the evidence for sure. And again, I would also say, like, don't go rushing back to a past person who is fake with this card right here, who has a lot of secrets, who has a lot of lies. Again, I get the feeling that maybe you were with a person who just had a lot of secrets. I think that, again, some of them could be coming back to apologize for those secrets that you already know. So it's like, do you really need to hear it again? Probably not. I would be careful. You have the Star. The Star is a card of fulfillment and wish fulfillment. I would make a wish at this time with the Star. I do feel that. I also feel like you need to look at the big picture. You know, again, I also feel that some of you, I kind of feel like it's saying get to work for some reason. That's not what the Star represents, but, you know, intuitively, that's what I'm getting. It's like, like, I feel like you need to start working, and sometimes it's like, you know, work adds up over time, obviously. And, you know, I feel like for some of you, if you keep working on a project, for example, and if you take a step back and then look at it, like, immediately, I think you're not going to see the progress. But if you just work on the project and just keep working, then I think eventually you'll take a step back and you'll see a ton of progress. But again, I think if you're, again, looking at something, taking a step back every single day, then you're not going to notice much progress because it's just daily progress. And I know this sounds boring, and it is super boring, but Saturn in Pisces. Saturn in Pisces is like, you've been dreaming about something for a long ass time with Neptune in your sign. It's time to get your ass moving, Pisces. It's time to start working on this big dream. It's time to make it a reality. But again, you can't keep, like, going back to the beginning and looking at progress. You're not going to see it unless you look at it over a period of time. I hope that makes sense. You have the Nine of Swords. I feel a little bit of pressure here. Again, for some of you outside of love, I feel that this is saying that, you know, you kind of are feeling the pressure of time and you're wanting things to move forward much more quickly. But and again, I do think things will move forward much more quickly if, number one, you don't rush, and number two, you just start chipping away at whatever you're working on it. But again, I think thinking about it could be like the one little bit of a warning here in your reading. I also feel like it's, again, saying, you know, the thing with the Nine of Swords is that this blanket right here represents a comfort blanket. And so it could say, again, to not repeat a cycle with a person. It's like you might be comfortable with a person, but that's not necessarily a good thing, right? They might provide comfort in that you know exactly what you're going to get with that person, but probably not a good thing. With the Knight of Cups, you have this concentration card. I do feel like you need to stay concentrated on like the things that you're working on. I do feel someone is concentrated on you. I would make sure to put up boundaries with this person, like if you're working on a project or business, make sure that you kind of say like, hey, I work during the day, or, this could also be them. They could be putting up those boundaries with you, which would actually be a good thing, Pisces. It's a good thing when someone doesn't love bomb you and like want 24/7 attention, right? So, again, you might think that it's a bad thing based off a past experience, but it's not. With the Star, you have this originality card. Yes, I'm telling you right now, the Star is Aquarius, which is the innovator. This card is Mercury in Aquarius, which is the innovator, originality, being an original. And again, there's no one like you, Pisces. I said this to you in your last reading. I'm pretty sure that, it seems to me like you could be working on some very original ideas. Fits in very well with the astrology as well. And so I would get working on these things for sure. And you've probably been maybe thinking about some ideas for the past several years with Neptune having been in your sign. And I would say if you want to know what ideas these are, they're probably ideas that are, that seem impossible. They're probably ideas that seem like you could never do it. And that's exactly the ideas that I'd be working on here. With the Nine of Swords, yes, this person has an ego. It's like I think you've realized something about this person. I feel like you have realized that maybe a past person is completely fake, completely not who they said they were. I feel like they have a lot of secrets, and I think they compartmentalize their life. They have certain compartments. You were in one compartment. I feel like they probably had other people as well in other compartments. So you could have been really dealing with a person who had many multiples of people that they were talking to at the same time or dealing with at the same time. And it's like they have a person for love. They have a person who makes them happy. They have a person who makes them sad. They have a person who makes them whatever else they want, right? And they put these people in these boxes. That's literally what I'm seeing. I've never had a message like that come in, but that's what I'm getting. And I feel like this person had, it's like an ego thing. They could have trauma or something like that in their life is kind of what I'm getting here. I feel like you know the truth. I think they don't know that you know the truth or know more. I think you know much more than they realize. So, there you go. But that's typical Pisces, right? People think we're a lot stupider than we actually are, right? In your last row for the good stuff, here you go. I mean, are you kidding me? I didn't even see this. This card says deep knowing. It's like Pisces, everything. You have this crafter card, and again, so here's the other thing as well. If you have this person, you don't have them blocked like a past person with Mercury retrograde coming up. It's like you already know the answers. You already know what happened. You don't need them to tell you. So I would be careful. You have this crafter card, and I'm pretty sure I said this to you last week. You have this crafter card. It says a talent is just waiting to be expressed with your hands. Yes, and something that you're wanting to create. Start a small business at home by creating novelties by hand. Yes, definitely time for you to get moving on your ideas. And again, you don't have to start a business. You could be expressing new ideas in your career, in your business. This could also be in your health as well. With Saturn and Pisces, again, it's an excellent time to work on the way that you present yourself to the world. It's like I literally live astrology. It's like, look at the color shirt I'm wearing right now. Is it black? No, it's not. Why do you think that is? Saturn and Pisces, right? There's a million other things that I'm doing right now that have to do with Saturn and Pisces. Right here, Aura Ring, right? I'm tracking my blood sugar. I'm doing all these things, right? I don't even have diabetes, right? I'm just doing this for health reasons. So again, I do this stuff, and I encourage you to do this stuff as well. And it doesn't even have to cost money. I do this because I'm a nerd, right? There's no reason that you should do anything. You don't have to do anything that costs money is what I'm trying to say. There are simple little changes that you can do and that you can implement with Saturn and Pisces. But again, I promise you, the reason I do this and the reason I stress it so much is when we work with Saturn especially, we get the rewards right away. It's like you don't have to wait for Saturn's reward. Saturn's like, oh, they're doing the work, so here's the rewards right here. So I would encourage you to get moving on anything that you want to improve personally. Again, Saturn's probably in your first house. Even if you're not a first house Pisces, doesn't matter. You could definitely, I would definitely recommend that if it's not your first house, figure it out and start working on whatever house it is in your sun. Start working on things with that. But I would mostly focus on first house things. How you appear to other people, your personality, how you present yourself to the world, your health, all those things, right? You have the High Priestess, the Queen of Wands, and the Three of Swords. Again, this is the good stuff. So it doesn't matter what comes up here. It's going to be positive no matter what. I feel like you are, of course, coming up in a very strong position here. Definitely a card of needing to get started. The High Priestess represents unlimited potential. She has no roof over her head, and I always say it represents unlimited potential. She can accomplish everything that she wants, but she just has to get moving here, Pisces. So I would get moving, right? And start putting in the work. But, she also has those 2 pillars, which represent a million different things. But the thing that's popping into my head is that it can represent, like, good things can happen, bad things can happen, but it's up to you. The choice is yours. So I would start working on something that has unlimited potential. And again, that is the challenge with the High Priestess, is that it's just potential. It doesn't have to be anything, right? You have this Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands, I feel, is saying you're very attractive at this time. Someone finds you very attractive. Kind of interesting. I feel like this person will be holding themselves back as well. They're like a new person that could be coming in for you. It's almost like they can sense. Again, I feel like this person can sense that almost like you don't want to rush at this time. Could be a fire sign for sure. That's coming in for you. Could also be a Taurus. Like, I've just noticed, what's interesting, I've noticed in past readings as well, it just seems to me like Taurus keeps showing up. You have like 1, 2, at least Taurus cards. You might have 3. I only see 2 actually, so 2. But, Taurus, could be a Cancer as well. Could be any sign, but fire definitely stands out to me as well, because you've been getting fire in your readings. But again, this person might be holding themselves back a little bit, and I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I also have something weird popping into my head. Like, I feel like it's like at first you might be a little bit, like, I feel like you could be thinking like, oh, this isn't really going anywhere, because maybe they act differently, or maybe normally you're used to like rushing right into the bedroom or something like that. It's weird that it's popping into my head like this person wants to do that, but I feel like they're going to take their time. or maybe you're both going to take your time or whatever. It's like, I think that's a good thing with this person. It's not that they don't want to. I think it's more like they're just and I don't think they're being like meek or anything like that. I think they can sense that you don't want to rush. So I'd say there's no rush here. You might start out as friends with a person first. You have the 3 of Swords. Again, it's in the good stuff. So I feel like you're healing from a heartbreak or separation. It could also be your health, like I said. So definitely an excellent time for you to do anything that you possibly can to improve your health. With the High Priestess, you have this Charity card. Yes, very giving person coming in for you. I also feel like you are going to be very giving. Again, the most spiritual thing you can do right now is going to be this right here, the Star card, sharing your original ideas with the world, or doing anything you can to inspire people. And again, you don't even have to inspire people. You can inspire one person is enough. So this could be like maybe you improve your financial situation. Maybe everyone in your family has a terrible financial situation. By doing that, you are inspiring them. Some of them might hate you for it, but it doesn't matter, because, again, I think we plant that seed in people. There are plenty of times, there have been things I've said on this channel where it's like 6 months later, someone says, like, I hated you at the time for saying this, but now I love you because because you were right? So it's like sometimes we might trigger people, but we're planting those seeds inside of them that could change their life. And we don't have to do anything. This isn't like a judgment statement. It's not like we're not like judging these people or anything. We're just doing this by living, but by doing things that are hard. And that's what I think you're doing here. With the Queen of Wands, you have this innovation card. I said the word innovation on that originality card. And look, this is Jupiter in Aquarius. I'm telling you right now, innovation is where it's at, Pisces. It's like doing new things, doing things you've never done before. This right here, wherever it is, right here, doing all this stuff. It's like that is where it's at. That's why you do this stuff. And just look at all the other stuff I'm working on. Again, people could literally copy me and probably be very successful. I don't want to toot my own horn here, but things are going well. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that because I want you to do it too. Because I fell on my head when I was 10 years old. Again, I think people don't realize like how slow I actually am. I failed school. I can barely read, right? Most of the time, and when I'm reading books, I'm doing Audible, right? Because if I don't, I have to read a book like 10 times just to get it to sink in. So again, if I can do it, you can do it, Pisces. So I would get moving here. With the 3 of Swords, you have this appreciation card. Maybe you appreciate this heartbreak now. Again, if you went through a heartbreak, I think that you maybe see it as for like what it is. And, I feel like you are kind of more focused on your abundance. What's really interesting is I almost feel like someone's angry at you here, Pisces. Like they could have caused the problem in the first place, but it's almost like they have a lot of resentment towards you. They have a lot of anger towards you. For why, I don't know. Again, because I think they created the problem, but it's almost like you triggered this person. Again, it could be one of those things where, again, maybe this is the seed that I was just talking about. You've planted a seed in this person, and now, that seed could be growing or whatever you want to talk about. So there you go. Pisces, we are going to see what else is going on for you. 5 main themes. You have the shark card. It says, take care, there will be loss of material wealth. Yeah, I wouldn't be spending money like crazy, but it does look like a very good financial reading. I do feel your finances are kind of like could be turning around. Obviously, you're going to have to work harder for these things. Again, Saturn in Pisces. Saturn's going to move into your second house in 3 years as well. And so I would be doing anything you can right now to develop good financial habits, because then you don't have to wait 3 years. Then you don't have, and also by the time we get to Saturn in your second house, you won't have to worry about it because you'll have already done it. Again, I always tell people, it's like, we know astrology, so we can work with it now. We don't have to wait. So, I would develop some good financial habits now. It doesn't even have to be anything crazy. It could be like saving $5 out of your paycheck every single week, right? And you might think I'm kidding, but, compound effect, right? That adds up over time. So, but I would just like pay attention. You have this jug card. It says lighthearted, carefree time. I feel like you need more fun in your life. I feel like you need to be more lighthearted and carefree and just kind of like enjoy life. I feel like that's what this is encouraging you to do, for sure. Next, you have this February card. This deck has monthly cards in it. I always clarify them. And you have the shield. It says you need to defend yourself. If something happened in February, I feel like you need to defend yourself. I keep getting something about health again. Again, I don't like putting bad stuff out there. I don't think it's anything bad. I would just watch your health or do things, like I said, to improve your health or to do whatever you can to stay healthy, is what I would say here. I would also say that if you are born a February Pisces, I feel like you are, and even if you're not, but I kind of feel like this is talking to February Pisces. I feel like it's saying that you are protected at this time. So there you go. You have this dog barking. It says advice from a friend. Yeah, I do think that there could be, if you need advice for anything, getting advice from people you look up to would always be a good idea. You have this flowers card. It says happiness. And you have this nest. It says an emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. And look, there's like a bird in the nest right there. So I feel like for some of you, you could be attracting a person you will have a family with. But this is a pretty good reading, a long one, actually. 32 minutes. Wow. That is crazy, but it was necessary, Pisces, I feel. So, again, get out there, try to accomplish the impossible with the High Priestess, because you will, and definitely enjoy your April.